Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to Shelf Stories, channel that tells tales from games, books, and life. I'm your host, Jason Nicky. So much for stopping by. I am continuing to respond to some internet feedbacks based on some of my videos. At this point, conversation has gone on and it's reached different places, and I wanted to jump on another aspect of it. The idea of it's just a game. I've talked about it before. I will talk about it again, but I wanted to focus this short video specifically on the title: the hidden harms of the "it's just a game" comment. And like I do in these videos, I try to very hard to clarify terms and to explain what I mean so that people don't feel attacked. There are a lot of people, I have a lot of listeners, as a matter of fact, who have that thought. It's just a game. Who believe it, and who genuinely, when they play games at the table and they lay it out or they look at their shelves, they genuinely see cardboard, wood, chits. And it may be interesting to hear perspectives. They find it interesting to talk to me because I think differently, and they learn stuff from me and I learn stuff from them, and that's great. I love all that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the thought or the phrase or anybody who thinks it. As long as that is, just that's the way you think, go play games, that's fine. I'm not talking about that. What I am talking about is when that phrase gets used in a comment section. When someone like me, not just me, lots of other folks, point out a cultural thing, some kind of representation issue. Hey, why'd you depict this that way? Why is this thing missing? Why is this all white set of characters? Where's some POC characters? Any cultural criticism of a game, inevitably there will be, and it's just a game comment in the comment section, and that's what I'm talking about. And so to illustrate the difference, it's in real life, think about, you're excited to hang out with somebody and you're, hey, let's go out. And then the other person says, I'm busy, I got stuff going on, all that kind of thing. And that's cool. But then there might be another scenario where saying, hey, let's go out. And then the person says, I'm busy. At that point, I'm busy becomes this euphemism, this cover, this nice sounding phrase that is actually hiding what they really feel, which is get away from me. It's not like I don't have the time. I don't want to make time for you. Only I can't say that because I don't want to look like a jerk. So I'm going to say it in a way that's socially acceptable. I'm busy. Anyone who's had conversation with people feels the difference. And that's what I'm saying. The "it's just a game" comment feels different, feels more aggressive, more judgmental. There's this behind it when it's in a comment section. Because if they truly believe it's just a game, then why are they commenting? A lot of folks who listen to my channel, they're not commenting. It's just a game. Even if they think it, they know. On a gut level, maybe they don't know consciously, but on a gut level, it's like, that's not my conversation, so I'm just gonna step aside. So in order for somebody to actually put the comment in there, they care. It's clearly not just the game to them. And what they're saying, they're using that phrase as this nice sounding euphemism to hide the fact that they feel threatened by the comment, that oh no, here comes another cultural thing. They're going to ruin fun. They're going to try to shame and blame. They're going to let's just tear the veil off, right? They're making fun of white people. They're reading white oppression and supremacy into every game, right? But that's not a thing that can be said, gracefully. So it's just a game becomes a proxy. And mutations of it, right? So there's this "just a game," or another version was, a PSA, just for your sake, Jason, you'd have much more fun if you turned off that whole politics thing and just relaxed, and as if they're doing me a favor. And there's a lot of different permutations of "it's just a game" that you'll see on internet comments. All of them, no matter what tone, actual surface tone they use, just the fact that they appear in the comments is aggressive. So that's a very strong comment. So, here's another way to think about it. How do you respond to that comment. Theoretically, online media is a discussion forum. And so what kind of discussions does It's Just a Game generate? It's Just a Game is not, almost always, not actually engaging with the substance of the OP. So that's number one. Like, all of a sudden, we're now not just talking about the actual criticisms themselves, we're discussing the validity of the perspective itself. It's Just a Game is a declaration that view is not just, I disagree with it, but that it's illegitimate. It's Just a Game functions as a conversational kill switch. What that person, more often than not, wants to do is actually take the whole forum down and not have that discussion at all. And they're putting it in this very nice sounding anodyne way in order to do it that provides cover for other ideas. Okay, so then you go on. So then you'll have the progressive person that responds, well, hey, it's not just a game. And, let's just talk about this. Let's talk about this. And, that conversation won't go nowhere because that's like a yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. We're not talking in terms of the granularity and analytics, and you can't discuss that. That becomes like a back and forth. And people on my side, we fall into the trap. We get angry. I don't recommend that either. So I've learned to just not directly respond to that. It's whatever. On the other side, there are people who agree with the comment, and it usually goes worse. It's usually kind of an escalatory thing. And I discussed this when I talked about thought distortions in previous set of videos called dialogue distortions. So these are overgeneralizations, labels. So like, it's just a game. Next comment, yeah, these people are ... Or it's just a game. Next comment, they always have something to say. They always put white supremacy, blah, blah, blah. And read, I don't want to restate the previous videos, but there's absolutely, like, the worse that gets, the worse discussion quality follows. So It's Just a Game is way, in that context, is way more aggressive than it appears at first sight. And it's something for folks on my side especially to watch for. It's also something for folks who think it and they see it online and maybe they agree with it, but they don't say anything, and they wonder why we have such a problem with it. Well, that's why. Context matters. It's Just a Game thought in your head, fine. It's Just a Game in a comment section in response to a criticism, not so fine. Now that's an aggression. And the last thing I'll say is, aside from responses, just look at the likes. Let's say that you're in a forum space, you're in a Reddit, Twitter thread, Facebook, any group. I'm not going to isolate any group whatsoever because it happens all over the place. Look at the number of likes that It's Just a Game comment gets. If that comment gets a whole lot of likes, if it's like, there's a whole bunch of feedback, 3 likes, 2 likes, 3 likes, It's Just a Game, 16 likes. Comment, It's Just a Game, try to have fun with your game, 22 likes. 3 likes, 4 likes, 3 likes. A person in that group looking at that, you can kind of see how safe that group is by the likes on the It's Just a Game comment. That's how much of a honey trap for, people who want to shut us down is. If a group, if the demographic is that way, if there are more likes for the It's Just a Game comment than for people who really want to engage with the idea, then that is a definite flag that the room, so to speak, is safe. It's a kind of a way to read the room. I don't love that phrase, but it's, I think in this particular case it's useful. It's like a way to read the room. And once again, I have to be really careful. I'm not saying anyone who likes a comment like that is some bad harassing person. A lot of times the people who like that comment are perfectly nice people who are just triggered and frustrated, right? And there's a lot of like, oh my God, we're all tired of this. And for the majority of cases, I get it because you don't think like this. It's like, you're trying to get one thing out of your hobby. The hobby's offering you this other thing seemingly frequently. So there's a frustration. I'm fine with that. That is not the only type of person that likes that comment. There's a lot of people who don't know how to say the nice thing, who really want to say the terrible thing. And it's like, it becomes a nice cover, like, a lib hater, like, or someone who genuinely believes in some kind of racist idea, like. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not calling anybody racist, but I have gotten comments. One leaps up to me, like when I did my Jamaica video, criticizing the board game Jamaica for having a very white presentation, white faces and everything. And I had a comment that literally said, we need more white designers that, talk about these failed black nations. That's a person that made a statement, and that's the kind of person And so that is your kind of read the room style indicator. Wherever forum group that you're at, if it's just a game gets a whole lot of likes out of or in greater proportion than some other comments, you're gonna want to be careful there. So that's my PSA to folks. PSA to folks who are just commenters and marginalized folks, women especially. My goodness, I mean, whatever I'm getting 10 times for a woman. And also for anybody who is either moderating or, they want to take some sort of leadership there. It's like, well, you want to be friendly, and I get the comment itself, but the context of the comment is cause a lot of problems, has a lot of harm. So I'd like to know what you think. Again, this is a very tough subject, and I've tried to be cut some hairs and try to be as non-attacking to the right folks as possible. For those with ears to hear and charitable hearts to interpret. That's what I'm making this video for. If you can change your mind, you can change the world. Until next time, later, everybody.